Stop everything you are doing right now and just listen to me for a second. Aries, you did not click on this video by accident. It was the exact timing of your energetic cycle that brought you here tonight. I can feel the heavy weight you have been carrying on your shoulders in silence, pretending you are perfectly fine when you are secretly exhausted. You are about to see exactly what has been holding you back and what is finally coming your way. But you need to stay until the very end, because what is about to be revealed will change the way you protect your energy forever. You might think that this long period of delays, where everything seemed to fall apart right before the finish line, was just a string of terrible luck. But in truth, it was a spiritual siege of envy, trying to stop what is finally about to arrive. You need to understand this mechanism right now because the door is opening, and you cannot let this unseen energy cross the threshold with you. You have been walking like a lighthouse built in the dark, attracting the bugs and the storm while exposed, but now you are finally receiving your glass shield, and nothing will ever be able to touch the flame again. You will understand why the things you worked the hardest for seem to vanish at the very last second. You will discover what has been quietly draining your energy every time you celebrated a victory. You will learn how to build an invisible wall around the massive new chapter that is starting right now. You will see exactly what is coming your way when this hidden siege finally breaks. And before this message closes, I will say one sentence about your life that you will carry with you for the next few months. Have you ever felt that there is this strange, heavy pressure on your chest that grows heavier right when things are finally about to work out? As if an invisible hand were pulling you backward, just as you take the final step. As if something deep inside you knew that not every smile around you wants to see you win. But your logical mind just hasn't accepted it yet. And what if this endless loop of delays right at the finish line is not just a coincidence, but a sign that the universe is trying to show you the spiritual envy that has surrounded your Aries path? Because while many people pretend that unseen energy doesn't exist, few realize that every delayed victory can carry an unspoken stare, a silent drain, and a spiritual siege that hasn't been cut yet. But what if the great turning point lies in this revelation you haven't been able to apply yet? Now think with me. Why does everything stall in my life right when it's about to work out? Every project that crumbled the night before, every compliment that tasted like poison, every time your idea was ignored until someone else took credit for it, every sudden exhaustion after a casual conversation, and this constant feeling of being watched too closely. What if these are all signs of a spiritual envy you have ignored for too long? It was searching for the answers to this exact feeling that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against the Sign of Aries. This book is not just a read, it is a revelation created for Aries who want to understand exactly where this heavy energy is coming from. Cut the invisible cords of spiritual envy and silent sabotage once and for all, and shield your fiery aura so you can finally step into what is coming without fear of being watched. Many Aries already feel that they need to protect themselves from this energy surrounding them, but they still haven't made the decision to download the digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. But pay attention. The access could be taken offline at any moment. It reveals reflections, hidden signs, and directions that can permanently seal the way you shield your own fire. Do not wait for another massive opportunity to slip through your fingers at the last second to finally seek protection. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the envy that tried to dim your fire might be the exact proof that the universe has prepared a light for you that is simply too massive to go unnoticed. If this first word has already touched something deep inside of you, write "My light is protected" down below in the comments, not for my sake, but because another Aries who is exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to find them tonight. This path has a map, and it is already within your reach in the first pinned comment. I will come back to it shortly, because you need to understand exactly what is trying to drain you before you can permanently seal it out. And if for some reason you are not interested, or cannot acquire the digital book right now, there is still another door open for you. I do not receive a single cent for any of these messages I deliver here every day. Nothing at all. And yet they keep coming out every day for you and for every Aries who still needs to be reached. If at any moment your heart wishes to give back a little of what it has received, there is a voluntary donation link open in the first pinned comment. right below the book. Any amount that fits in your hand today. Any amount that your heart points to. That is what keeps this channel standing. That is what makes the next message reach another Aries tomorrow, exactly as it reached you today. I will be waiting for you there, Aries. I haven't told you the most important thing yet. There are 4 signs that this unseen siege is already acting upon you, and you will recognize at least one of them. I need you to slow down for a moment. Lower your shoulders and simply breathe. We spend so much time running toward the next goal, fighting the next battle, that we rarely stop to feel the unseen currents moving around us. But today, the universe is pulling the brakes for you. I am not going to offer you another motivational speech about pushing through the obstacles. You already know how to fight, Aries. What you need right now is to understand what you have been fighting against all this time. Notice how your body reacts to what I am going to say right now. That subtle tension in your jaw, that heavy feeling between your shoulder blades, they are not just physical tiredness. They are the physical memory of a spiritual siege. The universe communicates through patterns, and there are 4 specific signs that this invisible energy is already acting upon your life. I will show them to you. The first sign usually happens in broad daylight. You are sitting at a table having a casual cup of coffee, and you finally share some good news you have been holding on to. For some of you, it was a promotion. For others, a personal victory. But right after you spoke those words, a sudden wave of absolute exhaustion hit you. You called it a sudden burnout that made you want to sleep for days. But the universe called it a silent, energetic drain. It was your energetic field warning you that not every smile across the table is rooting for you. The second sign always strikes when you are on the very edge of a breakthrough. Think back to that project or plan that completely fell apart at 11:00 p.m. the night before it was supposed to happen, for absolutely no logical reason. Every detail was aligned, and then the door slammed shut. You called it a string of terrible luck right at the finish line, but the universe called it a spiritual siege. That wasn't bad luck. It was the unseen weight of envy pulling the brakes. The third sign is physical. It is the strange coldness in the room when you walked in feeling confident, wearing something that made you shine. You felt a sudden drop in temperature, and your immediate instinct was to shrink, to dim your light so you wouldn't bother anyone. You called it being paranoid about people's intentions, but the universe called it your intuition perceiving the unseen. That coldness was the invisible siege reacting to your light. The fourth sign is the return of the silent watcher. This is the person who completely vanished when you were rising, who offered absolute silence during your celebrations, but magically texted you, just checking in, the exact day you were feeling low. You called it the natural delays of life, but the universe called it the invisible weight of envy, holding the door shut. That wasn't care, Aries. It was an energetic check to see if their drain was working. These signs have a common origin, and it has a name. But before the name, you need something else. There is a path of protection, and I'm going to open it for you right now, before the name, before the word. Because anyone who carries the weight of this unseen siege needs relief before receiving the final revelation. Stay here, and this is exactly where the path of protection opens. The signs that just hit you did not hit you by accident, Aries. This is not just life being difficult, and it is certainly not a lack of effort on your part. It is that cold weight that isn't just physical tiredness. It is a heavy field that tightens around you every time you get close to winning. You feel it in your chest, in your breathing, as if a silent voice kept telling you that it's dangerous to shine too bright, that if you stand out too much, you will inevitably be struck down. But what if these endless roadblocks are not your fault, but the universe forcing you to see who is standing in your light? What if every single delay was just the universe exposing the unseen siege? I have seen Aries who were exactly where you are right now. I have seen them exhausted, questioning their own worth, constantly wondering if they were somehow doing something wrong. They were pushing harder, working twice as much, completely unaware that the resistance they were fighting wasn't natural. It was an imposed weight. They tried to carry the world on their shoulders, thinking their Aries fire could just burn through the obstacles. But they only broke free when they stopped trying to push through the brick wall with sheer force and learned how to shield their own energy instead. The moment they stopped feeding the unseen drain, everything they had been waiting for suddenly poured in. The doors that slammed shut with no explanation, the friends who went totally silent when you succeeded, the heavy stares you feel but can't prove. You do not have to live like this anymore. You do not have to accept that your path must always be the hardest one. It was searching for the answers to this exact feeling that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against the Sign of Aries. This is not a simple read. This is a profound map of spiritual defense engineered specifically for your fiery nature. It was created so that you can finally understand exactly where this heavy energy is coming from, cut the invisible cords of spiritual envy and silent sabotage once and for all, and shield your fiery aura so you can finally step into what is coming without fear of being watched. Because here is the ultimate truth you must carry today. Envy cannot touch what it can no longer drain. The siege only holds power as long as you believe you are fighting it alone. But this cosmic window of release will not stay open forever. This configuration does not wait, and the universe is demanding that you seal your field right now. Every single day you walk without this protection is another day you allow the siege to feed on your deepest efforts. Every new project you start without this shield is a door left wide open for the doors that slammed shut, with no explanation to happen all over again. Every victory you achieve without sealing your aura becomes an immediate invitation for the friends who went totally silent when you succeeded to drain your joy in secret. Every time you try to ignore this unseen pressure, pretending you are perfectly fine, you validate the heavy stares you feel but can't prove. The cost of doing nothing is watching your greatest victories delayed by people who do not even have the courage to face you in the light. It is a cycle of exhaustion that will never end until you make the active decision to cut it. Do not accept this unseen weight for another second. The book is available right now in the first pinned comment. Download your copy immediately while this word is still alive inside you, and claim the absolute shielding of this invisible siege that only this path can fully map out. Take a deep breath and visualize that massive glass shield lowering around you right now. The lighthouse you have been all your life is still shining, bright and fierce. But now the storm is hitting the glass and sliding right off. The bugs cannot reach the flame anymore. You are safe inside this new structure. Your light continues to cut through the darkness, illuminating the way for those who truly matter. But the envious eyes that once fed on your warmth are now completely blocked out. You no longer have to shrink to make others comfortable. You no longer have to hide your victories to protect them. This is the exact sensation of a sealed aura, a field that nothing unseen can ever penetrate again. And as I told you earlier, Aries, besides the digital book that is in the first pinned comment, there is that voluntary donation link open, right below the book. I still do not receive a single cent for every message that goes out from here to you. That is why this link exists, so that another Aries tomorrow will find exactly this message that found you today. Any amount that your heart points to. Every such gesture keeps our channel standing and makes the next message reach whoever needs it, exactly as it reached you today. What is coming has a shape, and it has a deadline. And now, with the path laid out before you, the name descends. What you have been battling all this time is not a streak of bad luck. It is not a cosmic punishment, and it is certainly not a lack of effort on your part. It is what the ancient readers called the threshold of the unseen. This is the exact energetic line you cross right before a massive breakthrough, the precise moment when the spiritual envy senses that you are about to rise beyond its reach, and it pulls the brakes with everything it has. You have always believed that if you just worked a little harder, the resistance would eventually break. You thought you could simply outrun the heavy stares, but you cannot outwork an energetic drain. The unseen siege does not waste its time on people who are standing still. It only attacks those who are moving upward. The threshold of the unseen is the resistance you feel when your light becomes too bright for the people standing in your shadow. And this is the revelation you desperately need to hear tonight. There is a specific upcoming cosmic window where this entire energetic pressure completely shifts and drops the siege. The universe is aligning a rare, tangible opening where the invisible weight simply cannot hold on to your aura anymore. The endless delays you suffered are about to end in a concrete victory, a sudden arrival of everything that was held back, but only if you recognize what was standing in the doorway. I want you to picture a person walking through a pitch-black cave. This person is holding the only torch. Everyone walking behind them uses that light to see the path, to avoid the pitfalls, and to stay warm. But instead of being grateful for the warmth, they stare at the person holding the torch with silent resentment, simply because they aren't the ones leading. You have been carrying the fire for everyone else, Aries, and their unspoken stares have been burning your back. You kept walking, pretending the weight wasn't there. Because Aries has this instinct to just push through. Aries feels the heavy stares but keeps moving forward anyway, absolutely refusing to ask for help. Terrified of sounding paranoid, you learned to dim your own fire just so you wouldn't bother the people hiding in the dark. You swallowed your pride, lowered your voice, and tried to make your victories look small so that the envy wouldn't strike. But every time you tried to celebrate your light, the invisible siege reacted. The sudden drop in temperature, the nameless exhaustion, the projects falling apart at the 11th hour. This is exactly where you are right now, Aries. But the time of carrying ungrateful weight is over. The turn of events you have been waiting for is no longer delayed. The torch you carry is finally about to be shielded, and those who only wanted to drain your warmth will no longer have access to your flame. The universe is stepping in to close the gap. Listen closely, because this is the universe speaking directly to you right now. I saw you swallow your own good news at that table because something quietly warned you that it wasn't safe to share. I watched you carry the weight of everyone else's expectations while they secretly hoped you would stumble. You were never abandoned in the dark. I was simply waiting for you to realize that you cannot bring everyone with you into the light. There is a man who carried this exact same unseen siege for years. He worked twice as hard as anyone else, always giving his absolute best, only to watch things crumble at the very last second. He thought he just wasn't trying hard enough. He thought it was his fault that the doors always closed right at the finish line. And then he learned to stop pushing and started shielding. He didn't change his job, he didn't change his goals, and he didn't confront the people draining him. What changed in him was that he finally built an invisible wall around his victories before he ever announced them to the world. He understood the threshold of the unseen, and he stopped fighting the envy with pure force. And the exact moment he sealed his energetic field, the breakthrough arrived, and everything he had been waiting for suddenly poured in all at once. You are still processing this right now, feeling that sudden, heavy release in your chest, with that familiar chill of recognition running down the back of your neck. You know I am speaking directly to your soul, but do not look away now. The deepest truth is still ahead, and it has your name on it. This profound revelation about the unseen siege changes everything about your past, but it is not enough to just understand what was secretly attacking you. You need to understand exactly who you are within this cosmic dynamic, because the moment you recognize the powerful role you have been playing in the dark, the invisible weight immediately loses its grip on your identity, and your true Aries fire is finally restored to its rightful place. You were never meant to be a victim of this energy. You were meant to outshine it. You might be the overwatched pioneer. You are the one who always breaks new ground, who takes the terrifying first step when everyone else is paralyzed by fear and hesitation. But because your natural light always attracts the heavy stares of those who are too afraid to move, you learn to shrink, constantly making yourself smaller just so you wouldn't bother the people who secretly envy your courage. Or maybe you are the solitary flame. You are the Aries who fights every single battle without an audience, carrying your massive dreams in absolute silence, because every time you shared a victory in the past, the room went completely cold. Aries builds in the dark. Aries sustains the fire alone. But your deep vulnerability is that you convinced yourself that permanent isolation is the only way to protect your inner peace. And then there is the heavy-shouldered warrior. You are the one who takes on everyone else's burdens, effortlessly fixing problems that were never yours to solve. Aries carries the weight. Aries does not ask for permission to save the day, but you have been carrying the heavy weight of unspoken envy from the very people you have been trying to uplift, quietly mistaking their energetic drain for a lack of effort on your part. Notice your chest right now. Feel that deep warmth expanding inside you right behind your ribs. That heat has a name, and it is your true Aries nature finally waking up. You are a reflection of all three of these archetypes, and you have carried them through the storm with absolute dignity. You did not fail, you were simply fighting an unseen war without wearing your proper armor. But this identity that has just been declared over you needs to be actively sustained. Because an Aries who finally recognizes their own immense value, but still doesn't know how to block the invisible siege that surrounds them, will inevitably go back to carrying heavy stairs that aren't theirs. To hold on to this profound truth and ensure that your field remains completely sealed, I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against the Sign of Aries. It is available right now in the first pinned comment. You absolutely need this because sustaining this new, unbreakable identity that has just been claimed over your life requires a precise mechanism of defense. Do not wait for the heavy stairs to return before you learn how to protect what has just been handed to you. Download it immediately, because the identity you just received must be anchored and shielded from the outside world. And this digital book is exactly what anchors it permanently into your reality. I promised I would come back to this, but before that, you need to know exactly how this invisible cycle will try to return to drain you again, because it will try. I told you I would show you exactly how this invisible cycle will attempt to return and drain you once more. Because the moment you finally claim your power, the unseen siege does not just politely disappear, it regroups. It tries to find a new door into your life. There are 3 specific tactics this heavy energy will use in the coming days to test the new shield you are building, and I am going to give you the exact 3 weapons to cut them down immediately. The first tactic is the doubt that sounds exactly like your own voice. It will whisper in the back of your mind that you aren't truly ready for what is coming. It will try to make you sabotage your own massive victory right before it arrives, convincing you that you are about to fail anyway. When you hear that familiar, heavy whisper, your weapon is simple. You will go to the nearest sink, splash cold water on your face, and say out loud with absolute authority, "My mind is my own." That sudden physical shock resets your energetic field instantly, breaking the loop of doubt. The second tactic is the bitter compliment. For some of you, this will show up at work, when someone praises your heavy lifting with a tone that feels exactly like poison. For others, it happens in your own family, where your genuine joy is met with a cold, forced smile. Someone will praise your Aries fire, but you will feel an immediate unseen drain pulling at your chest. Your weapon here is completely silent. You will put your hand in your pocket, cross your fingers to physically lock your energy, and mentally say, "I return this to the sender." The drain stops the exact second you close that internal circuit. The third tactic is the sudden urge to hide. You will walk into a room, feel a heavy stare on your shoulders, and immediately feel the desire to shrink. You will want to make yourself smaller, to lower your voice just so you don't bother anyone hiding in the dark. Your weapon is your posture. The very moment that urge to shrink hits you, you will physically stand up perfectly straight, pull your shoulders back and say with absolute certainty, "My light is safe." You will refuse to dim your fire for their comfort. These 3 weapons protect you from what I managed to show you today. But the cycle of spiritual envy has more layers and hidden traps than can ever fit in one video. And to make sure you are never caught unprepared, I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against the Sign of Aries. Because when the bitter compliment comes your way, when the project stalls for no reason again, when the nameless exhaustion hits you after a meeting, you need to know exactly how to block the drain before it empties your reserves. This digital book delivers the complete map of protection, so this unseen siege can never catch you off guard again. I am not rushing you. I am warning you. Do not wait for the siege to tighten once more to finally open the map. The universe only leaves this cosmic window of protection open for a brief moment before the next massive wave of energy shifts your path forever. The access is waiting for you in the first pinned comment, but right now I need you to stop learning for a moment and start feeling. I need you to close your eyes for just a second, Aries. Let your guard down right now. We have talked about the unseen barriers, the silent enemies, and the energetic weapons you must carry. But this specific moment is not about fighting anymore. It is about laying down the heavy armor you never should have been forced to wear in the first place. You have carried the weight of the entire world on your back for so long that you forgot what it feels like to just breathe. Drop your shoulders. Take one deep, slow breath. Notice how much tension you are holding right between your shoulder blades, the exact spot that always aches when you are overwhelmed. That physical tightness is not just natural exhaustion. It is the heavy, dark thread of the unseen siege that has been quietly attached to your back, feeding on your fire. It is the silent expectation of failure that others projected onto your path. Now imagine a sharp, brilliant blade of pure fire, born directly from your own Aries essence, swinging down and slicing right through that dark cord. Snap. Feel the immediate, overwhelming release rushing down your spine. Feel your shoulders physically drop as the heavy burden crashes to the floor. Feel your lungs finally expanding to their absolute full capacity as the air rushes in. The energetic field around you is instantly clear. You are now completely sealed inside a warm, unbreakable golden light. The lighthouse is permanently shielded from the storm. Now I want you to consciously let it all go. You release the heavy stares of the people who smiled at your face while secretly hoping your plans would fall apart. You release the quiet, paralyzing guilt for shining so much brighter than the room was prepared to handle. You release the deeply ingrained fear that every massive victory in your life must inevitably be followed by a sudden, inexplicable loss. You release every connection, every silent friendship, and every environment that only wanted to keep you comfortably small so they wouldn't have to face their own limitations. This is the exact moment you step back into your unshakable truth. I activate the overwatched pioneer within you, the one who will never again shrink their vision to make the darkness comfortable for others. I activate the solitary flame, who now realizes that their immense fire is a magnificent beacon, not a solitary burden. I activate the heavy-shouldered warrior, who finally sets down the unspoken envy of the crowd and absolutely refuses to carry any weight that does not belong to their own glorious destiny. You are still processing this profound shift right now, feeling a deep, unfamiliar sense of relief washing over your chest. You know this truth was meant specifically for you tonight. But before we permanently seal this protective energy, write down below in the comments the name of someone you have been carrying through this exhausting journey. Or if this breakthrough is purely for you, write in one sentence what you are expecting the universe to finally give back to you now that the siege is broken. I will read it. And you will not write this alone. Do not let go of this energy just yet. We are not done. Stay with me. I seal your home against the invisible drain that tried to cross your threshold. I seal every ounce of effort you have poured into your dreams, protecting it from the silent watchers. I seal the massive new chapter that is finally on its way, ensuring that no unseen weight can delay its arrival. I watched you carefully when you thought you were completely alone, carrying the weight of a world that refused to acknowledge your fire. You asked me why every single victory had to come with such heavy resistance, why the finish line always seemed to recede the exact moment you reached for it. It was never a punishment. It was a revelation of the unseen forces that simply could not stand your light. I saw you swallow your own good news at that table because something quietly warned you that it wasn't safe to share. I felt the sudden drop in your energy when you tried to celebrate your greatest moments, only to be met with absolute coldness and unspoken envy. You thought it was your own fault, but I was simply exposing the silent drain that surrounded you. I allowed the delays not to break your spirit, but to show you exactly who was secretly hoping you would fail. The doors that slammed shut at the 11th hour were not rejections. They were my way of protecting your future from the heavy stares that tried to enter with you. Now the cosmic window you have been waiting for is finally open, and the endless delays are over. The concrete breakthrough I promised you is no longer being held back by the invisible siege. You have crossed the threshold, and the energy that once tightened around your chest has completely lost its grip on your destiny. The doubt that sounds exactly like your own voice ends right here. The bitter compliment that secretly drains your energy ends right here. The sudden urge to shrink and hide your light ends right here. Aries has never been too impulsive. Aries is not envied for arriving first. Aries is envied for having the courage others spend their lives pretending to have. Don't let go yet. The universe has just told you. I saw you swallow your own good news at that table because something quietly warned you that it wasn't safe to share. And that is exactly why I need to remind you of one thing before sealing this. What was cut here today is absolutely real. But that heavy stare that will try to sit on your shoulders again tomorrow morning is going to try to convince you that nothing changed. The unseen siege will attempt to test this new armor, searching for a single crack in your field to drain you once more. You cannot afford to leave your field exposed ever again. To guarantee your protection, the great secret behind the spiritual envy against the sign of Aries is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. This digital book is the ultimate mechanism for sustaining the shield that was raised during this crossing so it never falls again. It gives you the exact tools to keep your aura permanently sealed against any new attempt to siphon your fire. Do not wait for tomorrow to test the protective wall you have built today. Download your copy right now, secure your energy, and make sure that this invisible weight never dictates the speed of your victories again. There are thousands of Aries listening to this right now, standing in the exact same silence as you, feeling the exact same weight finally lifting off their shoulders. You are part of a massive spiritual wave. If this voice found you today, subscribe to the channel, not for numbers, but because the next message in this series will look exactly for those who have already crossed this first one. You belong to a tribe that no longer fights in the dark. In the next video of this series, I am going to show you the exact sign that appears 3 days before this siege breaks, and why almost every Aries completely ignores it. Do not miss it. And still in this video, Aries, before I seal this hour with you, I come back one last time to this request. You have walked with me this far, you have crossed every word, every revelation, every sign. And if at any moment of this message you felt the universe touch you, you know this video was not an accident. The voluntary donation link remains open in the first pinned comment, right below the digital book. Not as a charge, not as an exchange, but as a giving back from the one who received to the source this message came from. Any amount your heart points to, and the universe sees every gesture. The universe sees, and the universe multiplies over your home, over your days, over what you don't even know is about to arrive. This was my last request. I'll be waiting for you there. Thank you so much. And when the unseen energy tries to find a way back in, remember that your absolute defense already has a name, the great secret of spiritual envy, and it is waiting within your reach. The lighthouse has received its glass shield, and the storm can no longer touch the flame. You are safe to shine as brightly as you were always meant to. Now, you can let go. This message is complete. What was seen was seen. What was cut was cut. Walk light, Aries.